Okay, I'm going to use this Jiffy baking mix box and cut a piece of cardboard. Guess that'll work. I don't like using it with that glue in it. Let me see. Actually, that right there looks like just about the right size. This side of the box here. Cut it out. Now, I usually use 2 thicknesses. If I'm making a real journal, I would be using a thicker cardboard, probably 2 thicknesses. But since this is just a common use book, I think I'll go ahead and use this. And I'm going to, let me see if I cut that off. Okay, it looks like it'll tear these tabs off. I think I can. And I've done this, it's been quite a while, and somebody asked me the question like, well, why are you binding it twice? And it was like, well, I'd seen it done that way, and so that's kind of the first way I learned to bind something, was to stitch your signatures and then stitch it to a piece of cardboard, glue it in. And so that's what I did. And I've kind of gotten away from that. You can just sew it directly in, but I would have had to have all these loose signatures. To me, it's kind of easier to have these all sewn up and just lay in here. So I'm going to take a pen, maybe a Sharpie, and I need 5. So I'm going to say, let me see if I can eyeball it. 1 in the middle, 1 away from the edge, so that's 3. Ooh, that's not very centered, is it? And then 1 in the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty close. Okay. So I'm going to put 1 down here and just kind of space it out, eyeball it. Okay, something like that. You can be more exact if you would like, and I certainly wouldn't blame you. Okay, I'm going to take my awl, go ahead and poke these. Oh, I forgot I need the middle ones too, don't I? Okay, so center, let's see. And I don't want to hit right where I hit there, so I'm going to go just a little bit off center this way and do move that over just a little bit, because I don't want to hit it exactly in the same place where I sewed my signatures. Hopefully I don't at the top and bottom. Okay, so I'm basically just doing the same thing I just did. So I'm going to fast forward through this. Oh, let's see. Okay, so I need to mark here, here, and here. Okay, so this is the middle. So I'll put it in here, put it down through here. Okay, I've got them all sewn into this cardboard, and I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and glue this to the spine. And it's a little bit of a curve. No, actually it's laying straight. I thought it was curved, but it's not, so good. I'm going to put a bunch of Fabri-Tac. Okay, so I'm just going to center that, press it down. Push it down really well. And I think I'm going to smash it like that and clamp it just to put a little bit of extra pressure on it while it dries. Put another one on here and let it dry, and hopefully that comes unstuck later. And then, so this is kind of bits and pieces. So I was just going to show you what I had got a couple of things, and I got some more of that Bow Bunny gold stencil stuff, but while I was out there, I found this chartreuse stencil butter, and that's one of my favorite colors. So anyway, I did not know this was out there, but apparently you can get stencil butter. It's TCW brand. You use it just like you do the gold that I've been doing, where you use a palette knife and spread it on through a stencil, and then it leaves a 3D kind of raised little bit of design on your artwork. So I thought I might as well give it a shot here. I'll get this piece of my scrap paper because I think the green will go with this. And stencil. And since I don't have anything up in here, I'm gonna lay it over that. And just kind of scoop some out. It's iridescent too, on top of being green. It's got a sheen in it, a shimmer. I like it to kind of be skipped, like it looks like it's faded on parts. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to do parts of it. And some of it I'm smashing flat, and some of it I'm letting it stick up so it'll give a 3D kind of image when it dries. So that's kind of what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that it's raised, but, and this is scratch paper, so I am going to take this stencil and turn it upside down and just kind of scrape it so that whatever excess there is will go on my scrap so it doesn't get wasted. Ooh, I had some there. I didn't got it on my finger. Okay, so that's that. And I'm going to use a wet nap to wipe it off with. But anyway, so that was something I just got and I'm kind of excited about. All right, so I'm back with my common use book, and looks like it did okay. It's going to open okay. And so I'm going to put I'm going to take this, let's see, take my X-Acto knife and cut this off because I don't really want this extra paper here from this book. And I'll keep that because that's really nice aged paper. I'll keep that in my scrap pile. Thinking about it, do I have I don't get to use my scrapbook paper a lot because I make my own or have my designs. So I'm going to get out one of my Tattered and Worn, and let's see. See if anything jumps out at me. I always like turquoise and green. That's my favorite. But the book's red. I guess that doesn't matter. I think I like that. I'm going to use this one for my liner paper. Let's see how. I want to leave just a little bit of this down at the bottom and then mark where I could trim it. I don't think I'm going to have enough to do 2 because that's taken more than half. Oh well, no big deal. I can always use 2 of them. So I'm going to mark just shy of that edge. Okay. So that's the wider piece. Yeah, it's just going to be too short. So let me see if I need that big of a piece on the back. I'm sure it's the same. Yeah. So I'm going to get that pad back out, and there were several in that pattern, and I'll just get a different color, but keep the same pattern. Not that it matters, but just for a little bit of, yeah, this one's just slightly, actually it might be exactly the same. And since I know that's the size I want, I'll put the little one away and mark the measurements from this one. So I'm going to use my Barely Art glue, and hopefully it's going to work for me and not stick. All right, let's see how that does. So I'm going to try and shove it as far over into that spine that I glued in. Looks like it needs to move up to this slightly. Didn't get it perfectly straight, but that's all right with me. Okay, do this one. I have gotten paper that cracked if I glued it too tight right there in that kind of hinge. And so if that happens, you can just glue a piece of fabric over it, strip of fabric, and or paper, but fabric seems to work better because it's flexible and strong. So that would be my recommendation. Is this the big piece? I guess it is. Yeah. Okay, so pushing it in there as far as I can. And then I'm going to have to pull it back just slightly to cover that paper there. So, and that's the other thing. You could put a piece of washi tape with glue along here if you need to, or fabric to give you extra coverage where that spine is. Okay. All right, so there is my common use book. I need to let that glue dry. And I'm pushing it down in that part that flexes, so hopefully that'll work out. See if this came out okay back here. Okay. And that is the common use book for today. So that's our one of our little side notes. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please click like and think about subscribing. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.